Welcome to the second of back-to-back episodes of 602 Row Show. We had some technical difficulties, so just finished recording the Week 6 review. We'll post that one. This one will be right on the back end of it, so it's going to be Week 7 picks, and probably be one of our shortest episodes.
Maybe.
Something we struggle with from time to time. So we'll jump right into Rose League pricing here. Week 7 pricing, we are now to the point where you can essentially do whatever you want.
Not yet.
No? 2020. No, you're right. You're right, and I'm wrong. Gabby at 30, Rachel, Sarah at 28, Susie at 25, Teddy and Genevieve at 22, Serene and Marinara at 21, and Eliza all the way back at 16. It is now to the point where we are picking 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you have less flexibility than you would normally. And there's less room to make up points. So take a good long look at your league and where you're standing and realize that you can probably only slide backwards at this point. Megan and I are in a very unique situation because we're only separated by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So we are one mistake away from defeat here. Any of these prices jump out at you, Megan?
Not that I can remember.
I don't think there is any way in hell that Eliza ends up in one of my lineups, even as cheap as she is.
Yeah, no.
She's
Absolutely.
done absolutely nothing.
She had her one episode of doing something.
And this should be the episode that she goes home ish.
Yeah, because this episode we should have Rose Ceremony number 6. And then I forget, where do they travel next?
Romania?
Maybe.
It's like Croatia and then Romania and then back to the States. It's
Maybe.
another Eastern European country.
Yeah, it's from my notepad over there. So yeah, we go somewhere else in Europe, and then we know that we have Susie and Serene one-on-one dates, another group date, and then yeah, we have a rose ceremony where he cuts it from 7 to the 4 that are going to hometowns. So, and I think yeah, it's either that they have to like squeeze in that rose ceremony at the end of this episode or put it on Women Tell All.
Yeah. So it's getting tighter. So if you guys are gonna take a shot in the dark somewhere, it has to be as informed as possible. Don't just throw one out there trying to win because you might have another opportunity toward the end of the season with some of the weird editing we've seen. I would say week 7 is not the place to take a shot. Just with what we know. Now, if you can craft a narrative or find information that makes something work, absolutely take it. But be pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still, this is still like a really hard week because it does feel so unpredictable still. Like we theoretically know who's going home in the week 6 rose ceremony that will start the episode. But then as far as what the edit is that we get for the cocktail party and then the rest of the episode and like who's making points where, as talked about in the recap that we just filmed, the producers are choosing to do some interesting, not ideal edits for some of these characters. And so depending on where things go, you're either going to have someone who is making a lot of points or making very few points.
So if you've been watching the show or if you've been watching us, you know the rose ceremonies have gotten a little wonky.
Mm-hmm.
The rose ceremony that begins this episode is going to be 9 to 7.
Yeah.
the next rose ceremony 7 to 4, but who knows when it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Um, let's jump over to our picks. They are identical,
Uh-huh.
um, which did not come as a surprise to me. As you said, we know
Yeah.
Serene and Susie get one-on-ones, and then it's chalk, except the chalk you can't fit, and we both went Teddy in the 4 spot.
Yeah.
So for me, I know Teddy survives his first rose ceremony.
Mhm.
Um, Marinara and Eliza should be going home. So for it was really down to Teddy, Genevieve, and Sarah to fill out this other slot. And I think Sarah was one of the expensive ones this week, so you wouldn't have been able to get her anyway.
Yeah.
We were just on the damn slide, and I already forgot.
I know.
Yes, Sarah
But
was
I
the
think,
expensive one.
yeah, because who's in first, is it who's top pricing wise?
I think it's Sarah.
Oh, is it?
Let me jump back here real quick. No, no, my brain's not working. Gabby at 30,
Okay.
Rachel at 28, Sarah at 28, Susie at 25. So in theory, you could pluck Serene out of there,
Yeah.
but God, I don't. Now that I'm talking about it out loud,
I know, like there are some other options because you could have Sarah in, because who knows what Teddy's going to do, right? And Teddy for me, it felt like more like Chalk. I preferred to her have her knowing that she at least stays for the majority of the episode that we're going to see. Um, but yeah, I mean, having at least like three of the four plus like Sarah for the drama would be really nice if you can get points with.
yeah, Rachel's the other chalky pick, but we haven't seen almost anything in footage for her. I pulled a Megan last week, and I changed my lineup for the first time ever from submitting my picks. I usually try to keep it exactly what is on the screen here for the viewers.
Yeah,
I owe that honesty.
obviously.
And I swapped marinara in, and it cost me. So I'll never do that again. So you're looking at my picks here. Now, sure, now tomorrow something will drop that just changes everything. But um, like I was saying, you want to be careful with this week because you probably won't win your league this week, but you can definitely lose it.
Yes.
Uh, so lock your one-on-ones. Don't be silly. Now we don't have a whole lot of information on the group date. Someone's going to win that group date, Rose.
Yeah. And fingers crossed it's not Rachel again.
Well, it's Rachel or Gabby.
True. So Gabby.
Yeah, and that's why I have Gabby slotted because what are the odds of Rachel winning another group date, Rose?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So, but the thing that still has to shake out is where that last rose ceremony falls.
yeah.
So for me, the Teddy pick is expecting this rose ceremony to not fit in this episode, which means it probably will. But I could really easily see a rose ceremony and then immediately flying home and doing 4 hometown dates and another rose ceremony, or not doing that second rose ceremony and doing it at the beginning of the women tell all.
Yeah.
So Teddy's in my lineup, expecting her to not go home in the episode. we know she goes home before that rose ceremony, but that doesn't mean it's in this footage.
Yeah.
So, definitely watch for spoilers, see what you can find, see if you can find a definition of the group date. But it should be the other 5 girls.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Theoretically.
You have anything else on week 7 here?
No, no.
We made our short picks episode 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for bearing with us through two shows. Like and subscribe. Join us on Rose League. It's not too late to not come in last. We have a couple teams that made a few picks and then realized they couldn't keep up. So you can come in not last in 602 Rose Show.
It's also not too late just to practice for the next season.
Just put in a crazy lineup and see how your points fall out. And, we'll talk about you as the team that came in first and
Yeah.
wrecked everybody else's chances. So hey, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And we will see you guys next week, hopefully with some winning picks here, but we'll see how it shakes out. It's been 602 Row Show.